Have you ever had your dealer become your pharmacist? The last person I expected to see behind the pharmacy counter at Walgreens was Rico, but there he was in a white coat, counting pills into those orange bottles like he'd been doing it forever. Our eyes met. His hand froze mid-count. I could have turned around, pretended I hadn't seen him, but my insurance only covered this pharmacy, and I desperately needed my anxiety medication. So I walked up to the counter like my heart wasn't pounding. "Prescription for Luna Morrison," I said, keeping my voice steady. Rico's face was unreadable. "Date of birth?" he asked professionally, though he knew it. He'd thrown me a surprise party 2 years ago, back when I was buying Xanax from him illegally because I couldn't afford a real doctor. Those were dark times. After my mom died, anxiety attacks ruled my life. No insurance, no money for therapy, just Rico selling me pills from his apartment, always warning me to be careful with dosages. He wasn't like other dealers. He actually seemed to care if his clients lived or died. "I'll grab that for you," he said, disappearing into the back. I wondered if he'd come back or if he'd send another pharmacist to avoid this awkwardness. But he returned, medication in hand, and started explaining the side effects like we were strangers. "Rico," I said quietly. He looked up. "How?" He glanced around, confirming we were alone. "Got clean 4 years ago, went back to school. Turns out I was good at chemistry for a reason." A small smile crossed his face. "Legal chemistry this time." "That's amazing," I said, meaning it. He handed me the medication. "Your insurance covers most of it. $20 copay." I paid, started to leave, then turned back. "I'm sorry for everything back then. We both did what we had to survive," he said. "I'm just glad we both made it out." Over the next few months, Rico filled all my prescriptions. We developed this unspoken understanding. He was my pharmacist, I was his customer, the past stayed buried. He'd ask about medication effectiveness, I'd ask about drug interactions, professional, safe. Then one day I came in shaking, panic attack building, prescription not ready for refill for another week. "Please," I begged. "I know I'm early, but I'm out and I can't." "Let me check your file," Rico said calmly. He typed something, frowned. "Your doctor never responded to the refill request. Let me call them." He spent 20 minutes fighting with my doctor's office while I sat in the waiting area trying not to hyperventilate. Finally, he came over. They approved it. "But Luna, you should know your medication management is off. These gaps between refills are dangerous." He sat beside me, maintaining professional distance but genuinely concerned. "You need a better doctor." "Can't afford one," I admitted. He pulled out a business card. "Community clinic. They have a sliding scale. My colleague's wife works there. Tell them Rico sent you." That clinic changed everything. Proper diagnosis, not just anxiety, but ADHD and complex PTSD. Medication that actually worked. Therapy I could afford. Within 6 months, my life stabilized in ways I never thought possible. One evening, I ran into Rico at a coffee shop. He was studying, textbooks spread across the table. "Pharmacy boards," he explained, "going for advanced certification." I bought his coffee. We talked for an hour, not about the past, but about neuroscience, recovery, the strange paths life takes. "Can I ask you something?" I said. "Why'd you help me back then?" "Most dealers wouldn't care about proper dosing." He thought for a moment. "My sister died from an overdose. Bad pills, no one to tell her what was safe. When I started dealing, I promised myself I'd never let that happen to anyone else." "Twisted logic for a dealer, right? You saved my life," I told him, multiple times. Illegally first, now legally. Last month, Rico became pharmacy manager. At the ceremony, he introduced me to his wife as the customer who reminds me why I do this work. She knew our history. He told her everything. "Thank you," she said, "for being part of his journey to redemption." I still get my prescriptions filled there. Sometimes new customers complain about wait times or insurance issues. Rico handles every complaint with patience I recognize. The same patience he had with a desperate girl buying illegal pills at 2 a.m., making sure she knew exactly how to take them safely. We never talk about those days directly, but sometimes when he hands me my medication, perfectly legal and properly prescribed, we share a look of understanding. We both crawled out of dark places. Now he helps others do the same, just from the other side of the counter.